earlier in the day and closer to the morning hours, we did pick up quite a bit of heavy rain for spots. This is a live look over the city right now, and we do have some cloud cover, but also we have some sunshine mixing in as well. So it's not all doom and gloom at this point. We do see progressively drier conditions too as we get through the end of the work week as well, but we're not finished up with the rain, so don't let looks deceive you, at least at this point. We're seeing some sunshine in the city. It's 73, 72 in Mount Clemens right now. So even though we're not seeing there is still showers here across the state, especially up near the thumb. We have additional lighter rain developing a little further west of us that will eventually sweep on in. So I do think tonight we do have additional opportunities for some light rain, nothing heavy like what we saw earlier this morning, which will agitate any flooding. A lot of locations, especially south of the city, managed to pick up around 1.5 inches to 3 inches. So I don't think we're looking at anything like that. Some lighter showers are going to continue through at least midnight. And then as we wake up early tomorrow morning, there could be additional lighter showers that we're tracking as well. Temps tonight will bottom out near 60, and we'll see those temperatures steadily fall through the 60s as we head through the overnight. Now, as we look through the day tomorrow, we do see some lingering shower chances. We're dry, I think, as we head through this upcoming weekend, and we're still warm. We'll show you just how warm we get in the forecast coming up. Rup and Taryn, over to you.
Thanks, Stephanie. Well, Fox 2 continuing to follow a news alert from Texas. A gunman opens fire on a U.S. Immigration and Customs location, killing one detainee and critically wounding 2 others.
The shooting just the latest act of violence involving ICE agents in the country. Fox 2's Brandon Hudson is following developments and joins us now with more. Brandon.
Yeah, Rup, Taryn, this has dominated the national headlines since early this morning. Right now, the investigators are not saying who the victims are. The suspected shooter who turned the gun on himself is leaving some clues about a motive. So here's what we know. He was a 29-year-old man. Next to his body, there were shell casings with anti-ICE messages written on them. He's described as a sniper, and none of the people who were shot were law enforcement officers. The victims were sitting in a transport van at the time of the attack. Investigators say this was a targeted act of violence.
Today, but maybe even more to the point, we're a country and a city that needs prayer.
This must stop. To every politician who is using rhetoric demonizing ICE and demonizing CBP, stop.
So you heard a lot of local leaders earlier today calling for a lot of prayers and a lot of patience. Back in July, you may remember there was another attack at an immigration facility in Texas. This was near Dallas. One person was hurt. 16 people were charged in that attack. Of course, we will continue to update you with any information as we go throughout the day. So keep it here on Fox 2. Keep it on Fox Local. I'll send it back to you in the studio.
Yeah, Brandon, we all talked about this over and over again, but this online radicalization that we see often happening with these lone wolf attacks, something needs to be done where people get out of that echo chamber and stop hearing the same messages over and over again and then think they have to take the responsibility to go hurt someone to make a point.
So we're in that cycle of there's an act that happens, there's a lot of talk, and then there's a lot of talk of solutions, and then it's a rinse and repeat. We never really finally get to that moment of a solution. I mean, we're just coming off of what happened with Charlie Kirk and that assassination back in Utah, and now we're facing another situation involving ICE. And as you know, really since the Trump administration has taken office in January, there's been a lot of rhetoric involving ICE and how its motives are used, not just in our southern states, but even here in Michigan. So we'll see if something happens. But again, this is another attack on an ICE facility. This is the third. I think Senator Ted Cruz had said this is the third that's happened in Texas in recent memory.
Yeah, if you have a problem with what this administration is doing, that's bad enough. You got to be peaceful, but don't hurt the agents who are carrying out the duties that they're being assigned. Very, very sad story there. All right.
Yeah, and I was gonna add to that. Sorry, Rup, sorry to cut you off, but I was gonna add to that. You have to remember that a lot of these ICE agents, they also have families. They also want to get home to their families too.
Yeah, and they usually live right in the communities they're serving. Brandon Hudson for us live tonight. Thank you. Well, back here in Metro Detroit, we're learning more today about the man accused of stabbing a woman at a gas station in Shelby Township. Fox 2 confirms the suspect and victim, who are both from Utica, are married but separated. The attack happened Sunday evening at the Meijer gas station on Hall Road.
The suspect was arraigned this afternoon, and Fox 2's Scott Wolchek was there live with a reaction for us. And really, this is just a heartbreaking story when you hear all of it, Scott.
It's terrible, Taryn. You know, this young woman, right? Her name was Stella Davis, only 23 years old, had a little boy, 1 year old. He had just gotten a potty trained, according to her friends here at the business that she worked at. And this guy, Sidney Davis, he was the husband. She went through all the proper procedures, tried to get a divorce with him. Friends and family tell me that, yeah, you know what? She was having a hard time with this guy. She was afraid of him, but she was a strong woman, right? You know, she grew up in the foster care system, and she worked very hard, and she loved her little boy, Elliot, very, very much. You know, she worked here at the Great Baraboo, where a lot of her friends came together just in remembrance. They're heartbroken right now, but right now, their main goal is taking care of her baby.
Think about Elliot every second of the day, how he's never going to see her again, and how that breaks me, that someone could do this.
The only thing that she'd be telling us right now is, you make sure my baby's safe. And that's the only thing that we want to do is take care of him, because she can't anymore. Yeah, I mean, it sucks. It sucks really bad, because, you know, all we want is for her to be here, and it shouldn't have been her.
She has a village behind her, that's for sure. This village definitely helped her, because it does take a village to raise a kid, especially as a single mom. She did get a divorce, and it was getting finalized. It was just, some people can't handle rejection.
You know, this entire thing happened at that Meijer gas station in broad daylight around this time, right? You know, and it's one of the things where it happened in front of that little boy. So just a terrible story all around. Sidney Davis, he was denied bond. His next court date set for October 7th. We'll keep you updated with the very latest. Reporting live, Clinton Township, Scott Walchek, Fox 2 News. Taryn, back to you.
So heartbreaking, Scott. I mean, do we know if they had a history of violence throughout their time together as a couple?
You know, I heard from Stella's brother, who said that, you know, it sounded like there was some abuse going on there, right? You know, these are allegations. He said that she went to the police numerous times. She would text him. Lots of her friends said the same type of thing. You know, they were worried about this guy, but she was doing everything right. You know, she filed for divorce, and the only reason that she met up with this guy was he wanted to see his son. She loved her son. She knew that it was a good thing for him to see his dad, but nobody expected this.
No, but you can understand why she wanted that to happen. All right, our heart's going out to the family, that's for sure. Thanks, Scott.
A Dearborn man charged with human trafficking is looking at 3 years probation. We're talking about Fareed George Hazar. He was sentenced today for his role in the death of a Brazilian woman whose body was found on the side of the road in Washtenaw County. He was already on probation for mutilation and concealing a body. Today he was sentenced on their trafficking charges. According to a plea deal, he's also been banned from entering strip clubs and must take a sexual abuse prevention program.
Summer storm causing a big roof leak and damage to the Capuchin Soup Kitchen on Mount Elliott. And Fox News' Charlie Langton is live right now with more as organizers work to keep their mission going to help those in need. And we know the need is strong right now, Charlie.
Oh, the need is very, very strong, Taryn. I'm here at the Capuchin Services Center. They have a number of places around the city of Detroit, but you're right, this is on Medbury, Mount Elliott, and I-94. They feed about 175 families a day. Now, they don't feed them. They give them groceries, they give them cereal, they give them food, they give them other meals. However, remember last Thursday, big storm? It damaged their roof. In fact, the roof leaked and it destroyed a lot of stuff in there, including food. So they couldn't give out the food to the people. And people were going crazy. What to do? Well, Gleaners came to the rescue to help them out because the Capuchins, they weren't going to just give in. Take a look. Last Thursday, the Capuchin Soup Kitchen on Mount Elliott near Kercheval experienced significant damage to its roof from the storms, causing a shutdown in the food they can provide the needy.
So as you can see, a lot of the fixtures here, light fixtures and various different things were ruined. There was product in here on these shelves that was also ruined, especially the ones that were in boxes or in bags.
But despite losing a lot of light fixtures and computers and carpet and cable cable systems, the brothers wanted to come up with a way to keep the Capuchin Soup Kitchen going. Gleaners to the rescue.
We got a bunch of produce and a bunch of bread items and snacks and different things that we can give out as our bonus items, and then our staple products as well.
And they'll be giving out food from their garage, kind of a drive-through pantry.
You know, we're resilient. We're doing what we can to continue to be able to serve.
All right, here's the drive-through pantry. The cars can come right through this driveway on Medbury. You can see they've got the cones. They'll drive through the cones, and then over here, you see where it says honk for deliveries? You're going to go through there. You're going to be able to get your food, and then you're good to go. Thank you to Gleaners. Thank you to Capuchin for keeping this going. It's going to be about another 2.5 weeks or so before they can clean up inside. That would be a good thing, and then they're back to having their grocery store like for people that, Taryn, you mentioned it earlier, there is such a need. 9 to 2, that's the hours, Monday through Friday, and by appointment only. Taryn, I am live here on the east side of Detroit. I will send it back to you.
You have to love how everybody's coming together to make sure they can still deliver the food to the people who need it the most. And now we're getting more rain, though, Charlie. I mean, is there a possibility that this might be impacting their progress and getting things prepared and back to normal?
Yeah, that is a worry, too. They say that they've got some improvements. It's a little bit hard to see from here, the roof, but we just showed you the video. They had a lot of damage done. So, yes, more rain, it's not good. Don't have it, I don't know what Rich Luderman or any of the weather people, don't make it rain because they need this out here. There is such a need, and they've been doing this for so many years. They do such a good job, but I think they've got it under control right now. Just took a little while, and with the help of Gleaners, everyone's coming together. By the way, there are other food banks, a list of them, also on Gleaners.
Yes.
Taryn?
And we know donations are always welcome. Thanks so much, Charlie. We appreciate that.
Bloomfield Township Police believe a driver may have had a medical emergency before he died in a crash. It happened this morning on Telegraph near Hickory Grove. Officers say the Detroit man in his 70s was driving erratically right in front of the police station. He then bounced off the curb, kept going, and hit several vehicles before he crashed in the back of a box truck. He died right there at the scene. Nobody else was hurt. The stretch of road now back open.
New developments today in the Michigan high school football controversy. One player's disturbing hit during the game, leading to consequences for the student player. The new information coming up. And a toxic marriage could be more damaging to your health than you may think. The results of a new study just ahead.
Time is running out for Michigan lawmakers to reach a budget deal and avoid a possible partial shutdown. Our political insider with the latest on the race against the clock in Lansing. Well, right now, there's no final budget deal to avert a state government shutdown on October 1st.
But an air of increasing optimism continues from the state capitol. We get more now from Fox 2's Tim Skubic.
Former ball player Yogi Berra used to say it's not over till it's over, but increasingly under the dome in our town this week, there is more positive energy that it may be over. An end to all this talk about shutting down the government with a possible deal on roads and the budget definitely in the works. Just a couple of days ago, for example, the House Republican Speaker made this flat-out prediction on fixing the roads.
And we're going to get a local roads plan done with the governor. That's what we're going to do.
One thing they will do is take $1.1 billion in sales tax money now collected at the pump and redirect it into the roads. There is also serious talk of creating a new road tax on THC hemp-infused beverages that would be permitted on sale in bars, liquor stores, and grocery stores. Meanwhile, the road building industry wanted $3 billion out of the legislature, but the word is now the number could be between $1.2 billion and $2 billion. Will the industry take it, even though there could be some job losses? Yes, they will.
We will see a couple of thousand probably lost to the state.
But this is better than nothing, right?
There's no question about it. Again, we are supportive of this very large investment, and we were hopeful that it would have been more.
One major sticking point, how much money can lawmakers spend on pet projects back home? The House Republicans want a cap of $100 million. The Senate Democrats want more. One of the governor's major job creation funds is on the chopping block. The so-called SOAR fund will likely disappear, with that money going into the roads too. Another factor underneath all this is the upcoming race for governor. The last thing that Republicans and Democrats want to do is to hurt their candidates for governor by closing down the government, which would help, you know who, independent party candidate Mike Duggan. One way to avoid a shutdown would be to pass last year's budget until a new one is created. Governor Whitmer, if needed, would likely sign that. But in the meantime, she's working hard to get as many state workers to stay on the job if there is a shutdown as possible. She's hoping she doesn't have to put those plans into place. In Lansing, Tim Skubic, Fox 2 News.
Local layoffs hitting Japanese brake maker Akebono, located in Farmington Hills. The company says in federal filings that it will permanently dismiss 48 people from its engineering center on 12 Mile Road. 5 more employees will be laid off at the company's plant in Kentucky. According to the company, the permanent layoffs are due to begin next month and are the result of a decline in U.S. business operations. Also today, GM says it's extending the closure of its global tech center in Warren after tests confirmed the Legionella bacteria was present. The automaker closed the Cole Engineering Center earlier this month after 2 employees tested positive for Legionnaire's disease. That's a serious lung infection that spread through contaminated water. Symptoms include coughing, a fever, headache, muscle aches, and shortness of breath. General Motors says the building will remain closed through the remainder of the week.
In HealthWorks, new research finds a toxic marriage could be more damaging to your health than choosing to be single again. A study by the Mayo Clinic emphasizes that chronic stress from marital discord triggers the body's stress hormones, which weaken the immune system and accelerate aging. Over time, the constant conflict and emotional strain can increase risks of heart disease, high blood pressure, and mental health issues as well. Experts say the key is the quality of a relationship and not the title of the marriage itself.
Well, we didn't see too bad of a day today. We did see some on and off showers for spots. We are dry currently right now, but earlier this morning, we saw some hefty totals, especially south of the city, from about southern Wayne County down to Monroe, Lenawee County, where they were at about 2 to 3 inches of some rain. And within that 3-inch mark right there, they did have a flash flood warning earlier this morning, too. Now, a lot of our advisories, warnings, and watches have expired, so we don't have anything active right now, but we do have a few lighter showers that are developing a little further west of us, which will give us that light chance of showers taking us through this evening. Now, as we have a wider look here, we do have showers into parts of Ohio, extending all the way down into the Ohio Valley, into Arkansas, extending into Kentucky, Tennessee. So this area of low pressure is just bringing moisture across a good chunk of the region. It's going to continue to do so as we head through the day tomorrow. Now, luckily, I do think tomorrow is going to be a lot drier than today. And for some spots, today was honestly not that bad of a day. So tomorrow is looking pretty similar. And then by Friday, we should be completely clear of any rain and dry from start to finish. Temps will be in the low 70s as we head through the rest of this evening. 73 right now in the city. We're sitting at 72 up near Lapeer, 71 in Flint. So everybody here across southeast Michigan feeling the low 70s. But dew point readings, they're still a little uncomfortable. It's still a tad sticky with most of us in the low 60s. Temps tonight bottom out at 60 degrees. We do see our temperatures over the course of the next couple of days gradually warming. 77 Friday, 80 degrees during the day on Saturday. Humidity levels too luckily begin to go down as well. So although our temps are going up, it's going to start to feel a bit comfortable heading through the end of the week and into this weekend. Alongside with that as well, our rain chances begin to fall too. So we're not necessarily looking at a whole lot in terms of moisture, which is fantastic. Now we do have a fall foliage map. This is what it's looking like throughout the state of Michigan. We have low color change from mid to northern Michigan, and then really no color change at all across southeast Michigan. But that map, of course, will be changing over the course of the next week or two. Next 7 days, not bad. Lots of dry time, temps in the 80s, and it should be feeling nice too with low humidity. Dan, over to you.
All right, Steph, thank you very much. Tigers getting ready to go in Cleveland tonight, but they're going to have to wait just a little bit. We'll get you up to date on what the weather is doing to impact this massive game for the top spot in the AL Central. That's coming up.